Artemis is a gritty, utilitarian mining town. It consists of 5 interconnected domes, half buried in the crushed rock, built to keep 2,000 people from dying in the vacuum of space. For people like Jazz Bashara, a freelance porter, life on the moon means sleeping 15 floors underground. Her apartment is a coffin, a tiny, windowless capsule just large enough for a bed, a shelf, and a locking door. The daily reality of the lunar working class is defined by scarcity. Dinner is gunk, a cheap, artificially flavored algae grown in massive vats. Because the city operates at just 20% of Earth's atmospheric pressure, water boils at 61 degrees Celsius, meaning the coffee is always lukewarm and the flavor never quite develops. Outside these domes, the environment is actively lethal. The lunar surface is covered in dust, made of microscopic, razor-sharp rocks that have never been smoothed by wind or water. If inhaled, it shreds human lung tissue. Humans require a constant supply of oxygen, but the cost of shipping weight from Earth is staggering. To keep a city of 2,000 people alive, the colony had to find a way to generate air locally without exhausting its budget. In this vacuum, oxygen is a manufactured commodity. Whoever owns the production of air owns the foundation of the lunar social hierarchy. Economics in Artemis are dictated by the SLG, or soft-landed gram. Because launching anything out of Earth's gravity well is so expensive, mass itself became the basis of wealth. 1 SLG equals the exact cost to ship 1 gram of cargo to the moon. This weight-based economy makes importing basic necessities a luxury. For a blue-collar worker like Jazz, survival involves taking on high-risk, off-the-books jobs, like smuggling contraband through the docking ports to afford her rent. With Earth too expensive to rely on, Artemis harvests its most critical resource locally. The city survives by scooping up the raw rock and chemically extracting the oxygen required for life. Sanchez aluminum serves as the core of the life support system. Located a kilometer away from the main city to isolate its extreme heat and toxic chemicals, this plant operates the machinery that keeps the population breathing. The process relies on a specific lunar rock called anorthosite. By breaking its chemical bonds with intense heat and electricity, Sanchez produces aluminum for construction, silicon for glass, and massive amounts of oxygen as a byproduct. That byproduct is pumped directly from the smelting vats into the city's life support network. The industrial output of the plant provides the literal atmosphere for the entire colony. Smelting solid rock requires an enormous amount of electricity. In exchange for providing the city's air for free, Sanchez receives unlimited power from the colony's nuclear reactors at no cost. This arrangement created a stable engineering loop, but it also established an untouchable corporate monopoly. By controlling the air, Sanchez secured a permanent claim to the city's energy. Trond Landvik, a Norwegian billionaire, viewed this engineering system as a fragile vulnerability. He realized that the city's total dependence on a single industrial process could be exploited for economic gain. Because the plant produces slightly more oxygen than the city immediately consumes, they sell the surplus. For months, Trond has been legally purchasing this excess and quietly hoarding it. Trond constructed massive storage tanks like this one outside the main domes. These vessels are hidden in the vacuum of space, but they remain connected to the city's primary oxygen supply lines. His goal is to become the city's sole emergency oxygen provider. If he can disrupt Sanchez's production, he can use his reserve to seize the lucrative free energy contract for himself. To initiate the corporate takeover, Trond hires Jazz to gear up and venture out into the hazardous lunar landscape. Her mission is to locate and destroy the Toyota harvesters supplying the plant with raw rock. The plan relies on a mechanical chain reaction. If the harvesters stop, aluminum production halts. And when the smelters go cold, the city's primary source of oxygen vanishes. As the city's air reserves drop, Trond intends to open his valves, restoring the pressure and positioning himself as the only viable partner for the city. By saving the population from suffocation, he wins the right to the nuclear power grid. Jazz must weigh the payout against the physical reality of the lunar surface. Working alone in a vacuum offers zero margin for error. A single suit failure or a mistimed airlock cycle would result in her blood boiling as the pressure drops to zero. On a world where every breath is a calculated industrial byproduct, survival depends on a corporate ledger. The vacuum and razor-sharp dust are constant physical threats, but the air itself has been transformed into a commodity to be hoarded and weaponized. In Artemis, the machinery of capitalism dictates who breathes and who suffocates.